Hi, everybody, and welcome to Bnow Coffee with Jeanie and Cindy. I've got my little girl.
Oh, hey, Denise.
That she's served her country in the Coast Guard. And today we are going to talk about how to stop a panic attack. OMG, am I looking forward to this? Oh, by the way, do I look smarter with my glasses?
You're already so smart. I can't stand it. You look very studious.
You know, us blondes, we have to do what we can.
Can't that.
No.
Although I have been known to say signed A period blonde.
Yeah.
A blonde.
Well, just real quick on that note, you can also use it to your advantage, because if people think you're not as smart as you are, then you can read them better and you can see what they really are, right? So, oh, really? I didn't know that. You're my hero.
Like Mark Twain said one time, 'tis better to be silent and let people think you're stupid than to open your mouth and prove it. Remove all doubt. Yes.
Okay, so now that we have come to the conclusion that I'm very smart today.
Yes, you are.
Tell us how to stop a panic attack.
Hold on, two can play this game.
Okay.
So Cindy, I don't know if I know a lot of people suffer from panic attacks.
Right.
And they come out of the blue. And the reason I know this is because in my first marriage, which I called it my starter marriage, is that, I had so many unresolved issues from my past and my childhood and trauma from my parents. And, and my parents died very young and, just all kinds of stuff. And I would be like driving down the street in Dallas, and all of a sudden I'd be overwhelmed with my heart would be racing.
Oh, wow.
My head would get light. I would feel like I was going to pass out. Then I thought I was going to die. And, it was like I couldn't rein it in. And, I would just like have to sometimes just pull over and just sit there just shaking, thinking, now what, now what, now what? And sometimes it's caused by hypoglycemia, if you don't have enough food in you or glucose or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But mine tended to be more of my mind and my emotions just getting away with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so years later, when I've done so much training as a coach and all of that, and I learned one technique, but and I will show you this technique, but this is not what I want to talk about necessarily. I want to talk about a 5-step process, but this is called the frontal occipital hold. So the frontal lobe here and the back of your head, the occipital range. And if you'll just lightly put your hands there, close your eyes, take a deep breath. And what happens is the two hands, and it could be either hand, create an electrical impulse that connect the two hemispheres of your brain.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it's called the FO hold, frontal occipital hold. It is great if you're angry. I mean, I have like ducked into, bathrooms and gone into the toilet and just sat there and like did this because I was upset. Or it's good for nausea. It's good for jet lag.
Wow.
Yeah. And since we're doing practical stuff, because we're all about being very practical.
Yeah.
And so I hadn't planned on talking about this, but it's so easy. There is a practice that's called Jin Shin Jitsu, which is about balancing the pulse points on your body. And my sister studied this for years and became quite proficient. But on your hand, each finger relates to an emotion. Okay. And the way you would think of that is it's called WFAST, WFAST. So it's worry, fear, anger, sadness, and trying to. Well, why do you think kids suck their thumbs? Because of worry.
Okay.
What do we do to people when we're angry? We give them the middle anger finger. When we are in a relationship, and this ring finger actually has a connection that goes directly into our heart.
So that's where we wear our wedding rings.
Right. So what is very interesting is if you are upset, or if you are, concerned, or if you are sick, or if you've got jet lag, if you just go and lightly hold each of your digits, just for a few seconds, and then go to the next one, and then go to the next one, and go to the next one, and go to the next one. Well, I find it fascinating that I have broken both of my small fingers. Once in junior high, with this big fat girl did a squat thrust right on my finger. And one, when we moved from the ranch 11 years ago to in town, and I was walking one of our ranch dogs, and a big truck went by. Well, they didn't know trucks. They, chased deer and stuff. And he jumped into me and broke my finger. Well, how about that? Those little fingers are both trying to. Well, how much of my life have I spent doing efforting?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, prove something. I'm trying to make something work, or whatever. It's also an interesting thing. If you're sitting with somebody in a meeting, say, for example, and that person is playing with their ring, or they're playing with their fingers of some sort. If you know what the emotions are, you know what they're thinking. What emotions? So it's very interesting. It's WFAST, W-F-A-S-T. However,
W-F-A-S-T. Okay, one more time. What do they mean?
Worry is your thumb.
Worry.
Your index finger is fear.
Okay.
Your middle finger is anger. Your ring finger is sadness. And the little finger is trying to.
Okay.
WFAST.
Yeah.
So you can just do that. Now, this other thing, and God, I wish I'd known this years ago, because I was just, honestly, I would get into this like manic state of being so scared, and just this panic, and just thinking, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And it's funny because, and then my mind would be like, they're going to find me in my car, slumped over the seat. Which reminds me, where I lived over in Lakewood in Dallas, there was a little shop called Tallulah Bells. And I should have bought this, but they had a little kitchen towel that said, "If I die in Walmart, drag my body to Neiman Marcus." Speaking about our Neiman Marcus story, right? And Stanley Marcus mining the store. But the point was, it was not a laughing matter. When I couldn't think. It was like my vision would like go into pinpricks, just like tunnel vision. I couldn't breathe. My chest hurt. And I was just, it was terrible. So
it was a flight, fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight or flight. So, and again, it was, a lot of unresolved emotional issues. Mm-hmm. And I have spent decades working on myself. So, and I'm still a work in progress. So I'm not a paragon of virtue. I'm just saying I have learned some things. Mm-hmm. But on this, if you or someone suffers from panic attacks, and believe me, it's a real thing. It's called the 5 things that you can do. So number 1, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what 5 things do I see? Well, I see my hand. Maybe I'm in the car, I see the steering wheel. Maybe I'm in a room, I see a book. Maybe I'm out on the street, I see a person or a dog or, a tree or whatever. So, but you name them off. Okay, I see number 1, I see number 2, I see number 3, number 4. Then you go, what 5 things can I hear? Well, I hear the hum, if I'm in my house, the hum of the refrigerator. I hear a plane going overhead. I hear a dog barking. I hear, my telephone or whatever. I hear somebody walking outside or mowing their lawn, and you delineate them. What you're doing is anchoring yourself back into your body.
Okay.
Because when you are in this panic mode, Cindy, you're not in your body, you're not in your right mind. You totally are like between worlds, and it's scary as hell.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So the third thing is, what 5 things can I smell? Okay, well, I can smell the new car smell, or I can smell the coffee that I made this morning. I can smell flowers outside. I can smell the exhaust of a car going by. I can smell a fresh breeze or whatever.
Perfume.
You delineate it, right? Perfume or whatever. Okay, then you go 5 things. What 5 things can I taste? And you go, well, maybe nothing. Well, if you get quiet, your mouth has a taste in it. And if we're taking in aromas and stuff like that, oftentimes we can taste it in our mouth. What can I taste? Well, I can taste that orange that I had this morning. I can taste the coffee that I drank or whatever. I can taste that, sausage biscuit or, what I had for breakfast or whatever. All you're trying to do, and you delineate them in your mind, 5 things. And then finally you say, what 5 things can I feel? Okay. Well, I can feel myself sitting in this chair, or I feel myself walking down this street. I feel my clothes on my body. I feel the wind on my face. I feel, whatever the jewelry that I'm wearing. I feel the shoes that I'm wearing. I feel the warmth of the sun coming in or whatever. So that's it. So when you do that practice of 5, what it does is it anchors you back into your body, gets you out of that panic mode, lets you take another deep breath and go, okay, I actually came out on the other side of this. And the more you practice that, the more you know that there is a beginning, there is a middle, and there is an end to every panic attack.
That's amazing. I don't remember ever having a panic attack.
Lucky you.
I don't remember if I did, but I've also got I have a lot of things that I've maybe intentionally forgotten, because when I look in my past, especially the dark part of my past, I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah. Maybe if I really wanted to, but I really don't. And I remember the one time that I think I've told you before, I was with somebody who had PTSD, very, very, very bad, from Vietnam. And he had a 357 pointed at me. I felt the most peaceful, beautiful feeling with that 357 at me. And I've found also that in any kind of trauma, or if somebody gets hurt, I am calm and take care of business. But afterwards, but while it's happening, I felt no fear. I felt this might be the day I die.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thought I had was, okay, I didn't get to say goodbye to Julie. She was 6 at the time, 6 years old. Dang it. And they're going to come here and see. I was in a tiny bathroom. And I said, I am going to splatter it all over this room. And my poor family's going to see my carnage all over this room.
And that didn't put you in a panic attack. Okay.
I did not panic at all. I felt the most beautiful peace come over me. And so I've never experienced a fight, panic attack. I've had it before, like, when you're driving and you nearly miss something and you feel that rush go through.
Rush that comes.
There's a rush. I've felt that before. But in real time, when I was in a life-death situation, I just have always gone into this beautiful, peaceful place. Like, well, if this is it, this is it. Isn't that crazy?
I remember reading somewhere where this, like a gunslinger or something was waiting in the jail because he was going to be hanged in the morning. And he said, there is nothing that settles your mind more than knowing that you will be hanged in the morning.
Yeah.
All of your troubles are over. You don't have to worry about who says what, who does what, what you're going to have your next meal, how are you going to get away, da, da, da. It's totally, but whatever. But, my, and this memory came up for me about how to handle, with the FO hold, the frontal occipital, with the Jinshin Jitsu on your fingers, and with this practice of 5, because a good friend of mine was talking about someone that's close to her who had this full-blown panic attack that was related to an experience in a hospital that he had to go and take another test, and it just, it just sent him into a swivel. And so I said, well, there are these practices because, it's great, Cindy, to talk about all this. Oh, well, just be happy, just do this. Well, no. There are practical ways, and I am all about the practicality. How do we put it in action? How do we actually use it? This is where the rubber hits the road for me. It's like, can I, first of all, deal with my own stuff? And then knowing that it works, how can I help other people?
Exactly. Because things like this are tools that set our mind into focus, which is what we talked about before. Thoughts become things. So if you know or you feel like this is going to help you, the tapping thing that people,
right.
all of these tools that we have to bring us out of our panic attack. When I was growing up at the ocean, I grew up in Southern California, as you know, and my dad surfed, we all surfed. And sometimes the surf was really big.
Mm-hmm.
And when the surf is high, what you do is you want to dive. You want to, a lot of people will try to fight the wave or they try to run away from the wave. What you do is so you see this thing coming up at you, like this. Best thing to do is charge that wave and then know that the peace is in after the wave breaks over you. It's beautiful there. It's calm and stuff. But when you see this, it's ominous looking at you. And I remember the day that my daughter was on life support, and I was thinking of that. And I was imagining this humongous wave coming at me. Dark, black, 200-foot wave just ready to crash on me because the doctor had told the nurse, just call me when she's gone. She was on life support. She was 17 at the time. And I remember just charging that big old wave and telling the enemy, the darkness, whatever you want to call that, bring it on, baby. I got God on my side. You can't hurt me. And I charged that wave. I said, bring it on. Give me your best shot because God is bigger than this. So that's another thing. I think I told you the other day when we were having one of our talks that what I like to do if I get into a worry place, go outside and just see the big word trust me.
Yes.
Just trust spread all over the sky. Especially effective during a sunrise or sunset because the sky is so beautiful, but just trust and then feeling peace with that and letting go, knowing that we are that, because we are an expression of God. We are that, but to connect to that instead of that, because this is our little monkey mind. This will set us into fight. But if you go into trust and you just look up into the sky, or at nighttime, even you can see even more because the stars are so far away, and just see the word trust over everything, it really does change your perspective and just connecting to our divine power.
Mhm.
So,
Well, and next month, September 23rd through 26th of 2022, at our Bnow Women's Retreat, we actually have 4 women who are joining us, and they've been doing the practice that Lynn McTaggart set out called the Power of 8, and it's small group prayer, all at one time. You don't have to even be in the same room, the same country, it doesn't matter, but all focused on one particular outcome. So that's it. When we get it, that we are bigger than our problems, when we get it, that there are steps that we can take, tools that we can use, yes, could I carve out a big hole in my ground with a teaspoon? Probably, but wouldn't it be easier just to get an excavator and a backhoe?
exactly. Well, also friendship, like you and I. You just had an incident yesterday where your husband was attacked by a dog, and that was scary. But you knew that talking with me, and that's what women do. We vent to each other. We don't expect the other person to solve our problems.
No.
We just vent to each other and offering that support and love. I had somebody the other day who is being interviewed for a really great position. And she called me, she's young, and she called me for advice. And I love that, because she trusts me and she trusts my advice. And I said, oh, heck yeah, go for it. Mm-hmm. New things can be scary, but if you don't try new things and you stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while, you're just going to experience the same stuff over and over and over. Personally, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a safe zone. And my mother falls in that zone. My mother, she likes to stay in a comfortable, safe zone, but not myself. I'll try stuff, and sometimes it put me in precarious places, but I tried it and won't do that again, but trying it.
So our hope is the people who are listening to us and listening to our stories and our robust conversations and feeling and hearing the compassion and the love in our hearts, knowing that we freely offer these tools. We freely offer our conversations. What we would ask people to do, please hit the like button, subscribe, send this out to your social media, send it to friends, invite them to listen in, become part of our tribe. Go to the Bnow YouTube channel and also beautifulnetworkofwomen.com. Join us, let us know who you are. And, our desire and our hope is that life just gets better and better and better for you every day. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you. Jeanie and I have conversations like this every day, just about. We have my Jeanie time, and we're just sharing that time with you right now, because these are the kind of conversations we have all the time. So, and we love you, and we're happy you're part of Bnow. Thank you very much.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.